Week 9 of the college football season, 3 marquee games on the schedule, Ben. Let's start with Oregon against UCLA. Tough loss for UCLA, their first one of the season last week against Stanford. Is there any chance they can contain Marcus Mariota, because no one else has been able to this season?
I think there's a chance. I would consider it highly unlikely. Mariota has basically done what he's wanted to against almost everybody. His biggest test of the season to date came against Washington, turned in a Heisman-worthy performance in that game. So, I mean, I think they can. They have a young team. They have some standouts like linebacker Anthony Barr and a freshman named Miles Jack. But if I had to bet, I would say that Mariota has a pretty good game.
What does it say about an Oregon team that you get DeAnthony Thomas back, and that's not even the big story, and the guy's one of the best players in college football?
I think it just shows how much has changed at Oregon more than anything else. This team used to be built around its running backs, Kenyon Barner, LeGarrette Blount back in the day, LaMichael James, and now the star of the system for really the first time is a quarterback. It's Marcus Mariota. And I think it just shows how good this offense is. A lot of people wondered after Chip Kelly went to the NFL, with Helfrich coming in, would this offense miss a beat? And in fact, it's stronger than it's ever been.
Mariota, 19 touchdowns, no interception, 9 rushing touchdowns. Let's move over to the SEC, and Mizzou is number 5 in the country. When are we going to start recognizing them as one of the best teams in college football?
I think that started last week. After they beat Georgia, they finally started to get on people's radar. I think once they not only beat Florida, but beat Florida as convincingly as they did, I think they really started to turn some heads. And at some point, you got to start moving from the thought process of comparing a team to its preseason ranking to actually recognizing that a team is 7-0. And this week they play South Carolina. If they win this game, they've all but basically wrapped up the SEC East.
And if they lose this game to Mizzou, South Carolina would be 5-3 on the season, which I don't think a lot of people were expecting in the SEC East. Finally, let's wrap it up with Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Normally, the Big 12 championship goes through either Oklahoma or Texas, but it looks like Texas Tech has really brought something this year. How do you think they're going to do against that Oklahoma defense?
I think they'll hang. There's a couple of interesting things about this one. Oklahoma defense in the beginning of the season was one of sort of the really positive talking points. They switched to a 3-3-5 scheme this year. We're really holding opponents in check, and people were really excited about sort of what Mike Stoops, the defensive coordinator, had done. And then the Red River game happened against Texas, and basically all the wheels fell off. They've suffered some key injuries. Corey Nelson, their linebacker in particular, is out for the season, which really hurts. As for Texas Tech, it's kind of the same boat as Missouri. People haven't really given them credit for starting unbeaten, and this is really a game where they can prove that they are here to stay this year.
Texas Tech off to their best start since they were 10-0. That was back in 2008 before they lost to Oklahoma. Yeah. Ben Glicksman, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you.